What's up, beautiful people? Happy Thursday, y'all. Listen, real quick. I want to talk about crazy faith, right? So it's funny this morning. So I'm probably gonna show a clip before this, and it's not just of me making a sandwich, right? It is of me making a sandwich for my husband's lunch for work. And this morning, as I was doing that, I'm singing Fred Hammond in the background, it's playing, and I'm just like in this real joyful place, right? And it dawned on me what I was doing. What I was doing. And I just looked up and I thank God. I thank God, you know, for where he has me and like for answering a prayer, right? For giving me the desire of my heart, right? And then I go like it pops in my head, something that somebody had said to me, right? um, and I might be going, it was a shady comment. It was a shady comment that I'm not even going to share. But um prior to being married, I had been on a journey of abstinence, something I had never done before. And I was on that journey for 5 years. By the grace of God. um and it's funny, and during that time I had people comment to me certain things like, you ain't ever gonna get a husband like that, everybody, ain't nobody doing that. Everybody's doing it. How you gonna try to do that now when you done already, pretty much done it wrong? And now you're trying to switch it up. Ain't nobody going for that. The right one did. The right one will. And so it just made me think about in that moment how I was believing for something, right? I was believing God for something. I was trusting God for something, because the problem with where I went wrong for so many years, right? Doing things my own way. It wasn't just, fornicating and having sex outside of marriage. That was a big issue, but it was also me continuing to do things on my own, picking what I wanted to do, doing things how I wanted to do, and it got me nowhere, you know. Um and so I thought about in that moment how if I would have listened to people, right? If I would have conformed, right, to the ways of the world, which, some feel like, again, like that's what everybody doing. I don't care. Let you be the one. Let you be the one, right? When everybody else is, you know, let you be the one that continues to stand, because like I said in another video, I am convinced that when you begin to honor God, not that we will be perfect, but when you begin to honor God, God is going to honor your obedience. God is going to honor you for being the one. God is going to honor you for not conforming, right? For not falling in line, right? And being in alignment with him, right? And what he has for you. First of all, you can't get what God has for you outside of God ways. No, you'll get it. Absolutely, you'll get it. I had 2 fluke engagements, before I got my husband. I've had a divorce, a failed marriage, which wasn't even really a marriage, no shot, you know. But yeah, you will never get what God has for you doing it outside of God's ways, and that's just real. There's no way around it. No way around it. Um, and so I just wanted to encourage you, right? So I could have easily got discouraged. I could have easily got discouraged. I would hear tormenting voices saying you'll never get one. I heard tormenting voices during that time of when I before I had a husband, right? Of, you done did too much. Now you want to try to do it right. I would see vivid scenes of things that I've done in the past, right? So that shame, like, girl, yeah, right. You ain't worth it. You ain't worthy of it. So I am encouraging you, right? Whatever you are believing God to do in your life, keep believing. Do not get discouraged by the words of others. Do not get discouraged by the voice, because sometimes it's us. Sometimes we'll feel like, nah, I did too much. I did too much. Because for me, um, I lived I lived a whole lifestyle. But to me, something in me felt like men was the place that I messed up the worst. That was the place that I like flopped the most and caused myself the most trouble, messed up the worst. You was just a mess. But thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. And I'm gonna read something to y'all real quick. This is Hebrews chapter 11, and I believe this is called like the chapter of faith because it has like all these different examples of different scenarios, of people who had great faith, right? When it looked crazy, because that was one thing. I didn't care about about how many times it didn't work out. And I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I had moments where I cried. I had moments of heaviness, right? Um, Yet there was still a part of me crazy enough to be like, I had somebody I heard all different types of things. It was looking make us funny, right? And all of it could discourage me, right? And there was still a part of me that was crazy enough to be like, yeah, yes, I will. Yes, God is. Yes, He is going to do it. You know. Um, so this is Hebrews 11, 22. It says, it was by faith that Joseph, when he was about to die, said confidently that the people of Israel would leave Egypt. He even commanded them to take his bones with them when they left. So they could have been like, you crazy. But it said he was so confident. He was like, listen, they were still there, but he was like, listen, when y'all leave, because I know y'all gonna leave, I want you to take my bones with y'all. So we just gonna leave right there. Keep believing even when it look crazy. Keep believing even when others, and that's the thing, stop listening to everybody. Listening to the voice of others. I think about Jeremiah 29:11, where it said, God says, I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to prosper you, never to harm you, and give you a hope in the future. Stop, listen. Whatever the plan God has for you, it trumps the words of everybody else. It don't matter. When other people try to speak over your life, listen, it don't respectfully. I could care less about what you say. Because I know the God that controls all things and my life is in His hands. So listen, go forth, keep believing, keep praying. Listen, stay in purpose. Stay in purpose, right? Stay in purpose, because sometimes that's the thing, you gotta stay in alignment, because that was the one thing, like sometimes we just be so focused on what we waiting for, like, nah, God, I'm waiting for this thing, but help me keep doing what you have for me to do today, in the meantime, in the between time. So I love y'all. God loves you more. Be encouraged. Don't forget to love up on somebody. Listen, because it's a game changer. It's a game changer. Y'all be blessed.